What's up? So, as you may have guessed by the title of the video, this is my WR450, and I've already had a video out about it, but I didn't really go over much of the circumstances of why I got it, how I got it, and what I'm going to do with it. It was more so just a first impressions review type of thing. So the title is 100% correct. I got this bike in its current condition for an absolute steal of $500. It was, obviously I'm not going to give you guys name or too terribly much information, but long story short, he was buying another bike, didn't have the space in his garage. My name came up in conversation, and so he had messaged me, and we got together and made a deal, and that was his price, not mine. I didn't negotiate at all. He just said $500. So yes, this is the $500 WR450. So if you're familiar with my old channel, I had a 250L and a CRF100 so I've been off-road before, and I've had a lot of great experiences, mostly trail riding, but I have been on a motocross track once or twice, not anything very good. But I always wanted to race. Even now, I've always wanted to race, whether it be road course or off-road. And off-road is just more affordable, if I'm going to be completely honest. I do have an RC51, and I would love with all my heart to race in that whatever category I guess that falls into, like World Superbike category. I've also had a bunch of vintage bikes, like the KZ650, that I really would like to get into vintage road racing with. The problem is that those facilities have to be built around millions and millions of dollars. And because of that, it's very expensive to get into. Tires are more expensive. The bikes are more expensive to maintain. And I've always really liked off-roading, and I've been itching to get back into it for a good little while now. But I am going to be doing a hare scramble, or not a hare scramble, but cross-country. There is a little bit of a difference to my understanding. My first ever actual race with a racing number and me actually being registered. I've done plenty of street racing, but obviously that doesn't count. I've also raced plenty of people off-road on the track, but not in a sanctioned, actual, legitimate race, just in like a friendly racing way. As soon as the website updates, I'm going to pre-register. It is going to be the weekend of the last of October, 1st of November. Is going to be pretty decently close to me in McEwen, Tennessee, and that's going to be my first ever cross-country race. It is an endurance type race, so that's going to be very interesting. So that leaves me 4 months while working, obviously, a job outside of YouTube, and working on my other bikes and trying to make other content for you guys. That gives me 4 months to get seat time, to practice my flexibility, train my endurance a little bit. Because if you couldn't tell, I am not the most fit person. I don't really work out. I just like to ride motorcycles. A lot of inspiration from this actually came from both Big Time and Gravel Co. I'm a huge fan of both Big Time and Gravel Co. You see me with this hat all the time. It's an old donut hat, and I bought that like a week before all of that drama happened. But it's my favorite hat, so I wear it. God, there's so many fucking flies. So I'm a huge fan of those guys, and, you know, Big Time just recently opened up their shop, and they're, you know, doing their sorts of thing. And Gravel Co., I just watched a bunch of videos about how he wanted to be a rally driver and just decided to go for it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm so into it. I'm not very skilled. I'm going to be honest. I'm not extremely skilled. It's been a couple of years since I've done any actual serious off-roading. I'm very rusty, but I am super, super eager and excited to get back into it. And I have huge plans for both me and this bike. I don't expect to do very well at the race. My goal is purely to finish because, again, it is an endurance race. I'm going to be going at it like a very fast-paced trail ride, because if you've watched any of those older videos of me doing trail rides, you know that I wasn't just putting around. I'm usually going relatively fast. So I have that mentality. I just have not had to practice in a couple of years, and I'm super eager. So you're going to see a lot of videos of, in the next couple months, probably, of me doing balancing practice, like just parking lot practice. You're going to see me finding some local fire roads and some little odds and ends, nooks and crannies around town. There's not really any good place to go off-roading around here. If you live in Middle Tennessee, you know that it's just extremely odd. There's just nowhere around here unless you know somebody. I'm going to be probably going to Turkey Bay, OHV, to hit some harder trails. I'm going to try to get some seat time, some relevant seat time in, because obviously I could ride this thing on the street for, 10,000 miles. It's not going to make me really any better off-road. It might mean that I can predict the bike a little bit better, but other than that, it's not going to amount to much. So there will be plenty of videos to come. I'm currently in a position where I'm moving storage units, and that is taking a lot of my time, in addition to obviously me working outside of YouTube, because, obviously. making content for you guys along the way, and also trying to have some free time. So just understand that it probably won't happen super fast, but I'm giving myself 4 months to be ready to at least be able to finish. So thank you all so much for watching. I really have to shit, so I'm going to get back up to the house. If you want to follow along in this journey, I would really appreciate if you like the video, because that'll help push it to other people like you that may like it, and it'll also push other videos like this to you if you liked it. Not only that, but if you subscribe, it will show you my content in the future, and again, it will also push other content like this to you. So it's a win-win. It really helps me out very much. I would love to do YouTube full-time and be able to do this sort of stuff with bikes full-time. And every single one of you, all 530 of you at the time of recording this video, I'm very, very grateful for. Thank each and every one of you. I really do appreciate it. And I also appreciate you sticking around this long and watching the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Rubber side down, and I will see you in the next one.